Mic check, mic check, mic check. What the? How you doing, everybody? How am I coming in? Test, test, mic check, mic check. What's up, everybody? You know the deal. We're chilling in the lab today. We're taking it easy. Not much to say, although, I was thinking not much to say about the news, but I've collected a couple things. We got some topics to get into, calls and all that. I got a little bit of something different right now, actually. Bond is getting into some mess. We need to make money. Bond needs to make money, and we have to resort to some less than savory methods to do it. Bond needs to make some cold hard cash, and we're going to take the sinner's money to do it. We got to spread the message of love, even if it by any means necessary.
Ready to connect. Click connect to show now. You are connected as the host. Welcome, host.
We didn't start off wanting to do it this way. But then we had to get creative. They made us do this. Specify a name for your organization. Yeah. B-O-N-D. Bond. They made us do it. So we're going to spread the message by any means necessary. Here we go. I guess we wake up in our RV. What's going on here? Another day in paradise. Grab the trimmers from the storage rack and harvest the fully grown plant. What kind of plant is that? Okay. Harvest the plant. Easy enough. Package all the plants at the packaging station. Okay. We can do that. All right, Jesse, you got to get your hands dirty. All right, Jesse, we got to pay for all of our streaming services. Grab the watering can from the storage rack. Fill up the watering can. I can do that. Fill. Easy enough. Respond to the customers in the Messages app. We have custies. Complete the deal at any time within this window. Yeah. Whatever you want. Whatever you need, I got it. Psh. Talk to Uncle Nelson. Uncle Nelson's kind of black, right? Mm-hmm. Morning, buddy. Lovely day, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Give me the... For sure. Feel free to take my truck. Psh, easy peasy. All right, so you get the idea. You get the idea. Bond has to make some money. Okay? And we're starting our little enterprise. We're starting off small. But then we're going to grow, okay? Then we're going to grow, and then the whole world will know that you got to forgive. Okay? And we'll be doing the Christian thing of spreading the message of love to the world. But, these things cost money. These things require us to be in the world, not necessarily of it, right? And in the world, you need money. In the world, you need money to operate, okay? And that's pretty much the story, okay? So, I actually played a little tiny bit of this. So, maybe a little bit. We're gonna try it. Hold on. We're gonna get in there and skip the prologue, okay? Because I know how to at least sell the material. I know how to do the beginning of this game, okay? So we're gonna skip that and get right into it. Excellent message, great show. Thank you, Chase. So we're making money, making moves, okay? Welcome to the stream, folks. Okay, no show. But we're taking it easy today. In a fresh town with no cash, no product, no contacts, you only know one way to make money. It's time to get to work. So I've been hearing I've been hearing positive things about this, you know, all around. This was made by one guy, huh? Satan can't stop this hustle, Mark. Satan can't stop Bond, okay? All right, here we go. Black as the ace of spades. Okay, okay. Can we get some goatee action? Yes. Goatee. Black hair. That's too black. Oops. I mean, I want to give him an afro, but I don't know if that's accurate. Do we give him an afro? No, I think it's buzz cut, baby. I mean, I think we might have to give him an afro, though. Just to differentiate, right? Black as the ace of spades. Amerifro, you get it, you get it. I'm thinking this is more. It's just that's just like too black. That's far too black, don't you think? How about we go happy medium right here? Huh? Nah, make him bald? No, it's JLP. He's this is his organization in a video game. No. No. Yeah, we're going Buzz. It's got to be Buzz. It's got to be Buzz. It's got to be Buzz Cut. Blue eyes, obviously. Oh wait, no, not his eyeball. That doesn't make sense.
Black Mesa personnel. Regular radiation and biohazard screenings are a requirement of continued employment in the Black Mesa Research Facility. Missing a scheduled urinalysis or radiation checkup is grounds for immediate termination.
There we go.
If you feel you have been exposed to radioactive
The eyebrows did it.
or other hazardous materials in the course of your
Can we give him
duties,
a...
contact your radiation safety officer immediately. Work safe. Work smart. Your future depends on it.
Here we go. We're in.
Now arriving at Sector C test labs and control facilities.
Amazing. So we're in, we're basically in. So let's kick back here. Welcome everybody. By the way, I'm in the Discord channel. If you got something to say, something on your mind, something you must speak on. And the lines are open. We'll be taking it easy today. Seeing how this turns out, I'm hearing good things. And we got a number of things too. There's even some news. There's even a little bit of news. Okay, we even got a little bit of news. I've heard you're in some trouble. Best not to talk over your mobile phone. Go find a payphone. UN. This is our little RV here. Payphone. Where do we find a payphone? Let's get to growing the finest pot on this side of heaven. For the Lord. Okay, we can punch. Nice. Punching is good. Payphone. Good to hear your voice, buddy. Looks like your luck finally ran out. The feds got me locked up while I wait for a trial. Glad to hear you managed to slip out, though. Before I moved to Serena Flats, I used to live out there. Not the nicest town. Plenty of opportunity to find work. Memory serves, I've got some cash stashed. It'll be enough to get you on your feet. Okay. Okay. Stash be near the fountain, the canal, and behind the supermarket. I mean, look, we got markers. We got map markers here on top of us, top of our head, so that'll make it easy. Somewhere over here. Ooh, stash box. Give me that. $80. Easiest $80 ever. Got Policia. Here's the fountain. Aha. 120. Excuse me. Just crossing the street. Ooh. 175. We're rich. Whoa. What was that? Investigate the explosion? What the heck happened? Well, there it goes. Up in smoke. They left us a note. Welcome to Highland Point. This is our territory. Don't interfere. TB. B. Alright. We got enemies. Yeah, everyone must be a church, you think? Well, they blew up our RV already. There's a powerful cartel in town. The Benzies family. You're going to need somewhere low-key to stay a while. Head over to the motel. You'll need some new equipment. Grab a grow tent, soil, watering can. Oh, Jesse. It's okay. You'll grow this empire, and this chapter will move beyond it. Bond will move beyond this chapter quickly. Talk to the manager in the motel office. Where's that? Potential customers. The motel. Whoa. This guy looks crazy. There it is. Donna, I'd like to rent a room. Thank you. Aha. It's home sweet home. Go to the hardware store. Oh, it's on the map. Buy a grow tent, soil, and a watering can. Okay. Insufficient balance? What? Deposit cash at an ATM. What do you want me to do here? I can't pay cash? There we go. All right, here we go. We got the goods. Don't mind me, Donna. I'm just a motel patron. Just close those curtains there. Place the grow tent and fill it with soil. Well, time to get to work. Where do we put this thing? Oh, look, we get to rip open the bag. Okay, talk to Uncle Nelson at the payphone. Oh, there it is. You're missing one ingredient. Seeds. You'll need to speak to a supplier to get your hands on some seeds. I've passed your number to Albert Hoover. Send him a message. Request a dead drop. Oh, we got a text. Our mutual friend asked me if you need to acquire something. Yes. Give me seeds. How many? Order 1 seed. Okay. Oh, we're cooking now. We're waiting for the drop. Send me the drop. Okay. Oh, there's the police. Nothing to see here, officers. You having a nice day there? Oh. He's searching me. I didn't do anything, man. What probable cause do you have to search me? That's just a watering can, okay? I water plants. Okay, I water plants. Okay, buddy? No issues. Okay, good. Okay, so don't... Itchy trigger finger there. The cops, Cops are trying to mess with me, man. Where's this drop? Oh, this way? Collect the dead drop. You see how I handled that police interaction? I wasn't acting squirrely. I didn't start jumping around. Okay, I didn't start yelling. Maybe I was yelling a little bit, okay? I was like, okay, what probable cause do you have? But I ultimately relented. Okay. Now let's sow our first seed. Our first seed of our empire. Sow seed. Ooh. Aha. Water. Yeah, maybe it's because I was staring at them. You're right. You're right, actually, Bran. I think I was just mean mugging them. Just stay away from the cops. Nice. We're growing now. Place the soil bag and seed vial in the motel room trash can. Oh, okay. I guess we don't want any of this trash. This is trash we do not want around. That would be bad. So we're cooking. We're cooking now. Use the TV. We don't need to watch TV. Now we're cooking. You grow there, little buddy. Turn on this. Anybody outside? All right, we're set. I guess we'll just let it grow. We'll just let her grow. Have you guys seen Nathan Fielder? You guys know who Nathan Fielder is? You guys ever seen Nathan For You? Nathan For You. Comedian. And he ran like a Comedy Central show where I forget the premise exactly, but he kind of went around trying to fix businesses. But the guy's a comedian, right? So I mean, the whole thing.
Nathan Fielder.
The whole thing was just like awkward, dry comedy, meant to a little bit absurd and surreal, blurring the line between reality, right? Just like because these were real business owners at times, and he had all these crazy schemes.
Graduated from one of Canada's top business schools.
Oh yeah, he's a Canadian.
With really good grades.
Even just that intro gives you a taste of the style.
My name is Nathan Fielder, and I graduated from one of Canada's top business schools with really good grades. Now, I'm using my knowledge to help struggling small business owners make it in this competitive world.
Nathan. So, funny show. You could definitely check it out, I'm sure, in your own time.
This is
Let's not get the stream blocked here.
Because it was amazing how quick you got it. So I was like, oh, maybe she's tried it, or because it's based on real poo.
Never tried.
Anyways, Nathan. Wait, how fast does this stuff grow? There you go. Look, 40%. Nice. Nathan For You. I saw the funniest thing. Any of you see this? So apparently he's got another show. It's some HBO show. And in it he flies either in an episode or something, he flies a 737, like he flies a plane. And the FAA and he's making some claims or whatever about.
Yeah, well, I fly normal.
What the heck is that sound?
Like everyone.
so you're concerned.
That siren. Police curfew in effect until 5 a.m. Oh, okay. Not like we're leaving. Do we need to water this thing anymore? So anyways, I'm telling you about Nathan For You because I saw the funniest thing. The FAA basically came out making some comments about Nathan Fielder's show. They bring him on to CNN to respond to these comments. You know, the FAA, the Federal Aviation Agency. And basically the premise is he's been studying aviation accidents, and he basically concludes that there's not enough communication. There just needs to be a more open and honest communication between the captain and the first officer. That disparities in power dynamics cause awkwardness and just makes it and brings planes down. It's funny because it is based on some fact here. Anyways, they bring him on, and he's trolling him, right? He's like, I'm a pilot. I mean, I'll just let you watch it yourself.
Communication between pilots in the cockpit a contributing factor in plane crashes? Well, that is what the latest season of the popular HBO show The Rehearsal set out to investigate, using a replica of an airport terminal, giant puppets, and even cloned dogs.
No note for comedy, as we all know, Nathan.
Yeah.
What made you decide to investigate a very serious matter like this?
Well, the show is still comedy, but also this is a serious thing. But I've been just interested in commercial airline crashes just for a while, just as like a hobby. I sort of just read about them.
Oh, you fly a lot?
Like as a passenger?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I fly normal, like planes, like everyone.
So you're concerned about airline safety?
Well, I don't want to die. But
We don't want
I mean,
you to die
I'm
either.
concerned the same as everyone. But I started to notice, and there's a TV show in Canada about crashes too that I watch. But I started to notice that they can always solve the technical
I think he's talking about Mayday, maybe.
stuff when a crash happens. You know, they work really hard to make sure that type of accident doesn't happen again. But for the human factor in communication, the thing keeps happening where there's miscommunication between pilots.
So clearly there's concern. You lay it out in the show. We reached out to the FAA to see what it had to say about all of this. And it told us that it mandates all airline pilots and crew members to complete interpersonal communication training. And it says it isn't seeing the data that supports the show's central claim that pilot communications is to blame for airline disasters.
Well,
so I want to get you to respond
yes.
to that, obviously.
That's dumb. They're dumb. And here's the issue is that they do, like I trained to be a pilot and I'm a 737 pilot. I went through the training. The training is someone shows you a PowerPoint slide saying, if you are a co-pilot and the captain does something wrong, you need to speak up about it. That's all. That's the training. And they talk about some crashes that happened. But they don't do anything that makes it.
Hold on. It says Nathan Fielder, executive producer, the rehearsal. So are these images fake? Where they put Nathan Fielder, pilot? You know, the joke is too. I mean, he in some ways did the bare minimum. Went through some training. Went through whatever. Comes on CNN. Brings a former NTSB official or someone involved with that. I forget what exactly he did. And he goes on. He's like, I'm a pilot. I went through the training. I really am a pilot. So they're dumb. The whole FAA, they're dumb. Man, where was the better cut on this? Where was the... Ooh, look at our plant. Look at our puppy all grown. Do we harvest? It's early in the morning. So where was the better cut on this? It was so good. Where was it? Nathan Fielder. Darn, where did I put that? You know, there's one of the more fascinating concepts. Really, aviation accidents really is interesting. What brings planes down? I mean, sometimes it's a really experienced pilot. Sometimes, combined with having to teach an inexperienced pilot, or it could be the weirdest things. But one interesting thing is procedural drift. That's what it's called. You know, you get two people that are actual experts. Over time, they start drifting from standard operating procedure. You start forgetting why it is you did all these little things, the traditions, and why they kept you safe.
So is people not wanting to share their feelings with each other, co-pilots, because one might be of more experience than the other, so they might know the thing that will save a plane from crashing, but they might not want to communicate it.
Nathan,
so I assume between you two,
we like each other and we talk to each other.
but there's things you probably don't share too. So that's a good way of the audience understanding the dynamic, probably, right?
We are.
Really, he should be the captain, is what you're saying. That's really what
Let's
you're
talk
Did
a
you
little
watch the show? But I mean, it's like a human thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely stuff, I'm sure you guys, like you brought up the analogy, but like, I'm sure Pamela, you don't say some things to Wolf because you're between you two.
He's trying to get in there.
Would be like the boss or the more, like you're Wolf Blitzer, right? So you're like, your name is first on the thing. So I'm sure Pamela, at times you might not want to say, oh, Wolf wants to do something, you don't think it's a good idea. You might not want to express that always.
She's very
We
blunt.
actually have a pretty, I understand your
But
point.
you have to say that now.
No.
I know, but
Joe,
you don't want to
I
say to
think
Wolf,
that's
you can't, as a journalist, you don't want to say,
Wolf is-
oh, I don't want to.
She says that.
She says it to you.
Yeah.
So maybe you're afraid to say
Here's the
something.
great thing
to
about
her.
Wolf is
I'm
he
very
doesn't
blunt
have an
with her,
ego.
too.
Okay.
He has no ego, but I take your point that like
I mean, Wolf's in movies and stuff.
he's a big deal.
He's
There
Mission
is
Impossible.
no
Trying to start stuff.
There is no question.
So that's intimidating. That can be intimidating.
that
This guy's actually hilarious. I love this guy. I love this guy. I'm going to have to watch whatever the heck he's doing there. All right, let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. Street rat. We're moving up in the world. We're moving up in the world. We need to buy trimmers. We need to buy all sorts of materials for our operation here. Trash bags. Let's go get it all. Ooh, can we jump off? Is there fall damage? All right, Dan. Hey, what's up, Dan? No, just, I grow tomatoes. Yeah, I grow tomatoes. I have to buy a packaging station. Okay. No, I package up tomatoes and stuff like that. Well, anyways, you have a nice day there, Dan. Maybe I'll bring you a tomato one of these days, huh? All right, sir. Well, you take care. Is this the in-game music? All right. Place the packaging station. Oh, we didn't buy trash bags. Nice. Okay, they kind of went off with the soundtrack a little bit. Okay, they kind of snapped with the soundtrack. Make sure we throw all our trash away. We need to be nice and clean. Let's package this stuff up, boys. Amazing. Cool. Make sure we're nice and clean. Take the trash out. We're organized in this empire. We just leave that there, right? List OG Kush for sale in the product manager app. Huh? Oh. We're cooking now. Selling cabbage. Hello, I'm after 3. I can pay $135 for it. How do I know if that's a good deal? Oh wait, 38 times 3. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Let's do it. Let's meet at around then. Yeah, I got you, bro. Alright, we got sales. Damn, this is going fast. Complete your first deal. Okay. Where are they? Oh. Oh, is it this guy? No, I need to... Austin and Sam. I think it's this guy. Hey, Kyle. Yeah, I got your stuff right here. Oh, hold on. 3. There you go. Alright, make sure you... By the way, when you smoke that, make sure you notice how your thoughts get louder when you smoke. Anyways, you're not listening to me. You have a nice day. We got one more sale. He's supposed to be here. Is he not here yet? Yo, where you at? Oh, it's not 12 yet. Oh, that's him right there. Hey, sir, have you ever heard of, forgiveness? Well, maybe right now's not a good time. Yeah, he's not ready for the truth. His eyes are red. Oh, They're asking me to expand. Oh, okay, I can do that. Expand the business. More tents. Dan, I'm here to expand the biz. Oh, we don't have money. Here. So Dan will only take electronic payments. He doesn't let me pay with cash. Which is not good for me. We don't need a paper trail. Should I buy 2 tents? Let's expand quickly. Huh? More baggies? Definitely need more of those. Oh, we need more. We need more. Might as well get more seeds. We're gonna need more seeds there, buddy. Just give me a whole bunch of them. How many can I get? Oh. Oh, darn. How about that many? It's for Bond. We're doing it for Bond. You don't understand. Bond needs to spread the message any way we can. All right, how do we make more space in here? There we go. Oh, we need soil. We need everything. This operation's already getting. What's this guy want? Yeah, let's meet up right now. Next to the barber shop? Where you at? Is it this guy? Hey. Do-do-do. I got your stuff right here. Heh. Nice. Now, what are we doing? Soil. Oh, that's for us. Looking to make real money, you'll need to expand your operations, more customers, etc. Give people free samples. Okay. Cheap room for sale above the Chinese restaurant. Save $800 and go buy it. We're growing. We're growing fast. Okay, what do we do now? We need to grow. The ghetto bird. The ghetto bird's outside. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Soil me up, Danny boy. Nice. Where's the seed drop? We need the seeds. Are payphones even like usable anymore? Whoa, we got cops. I got stuff on me. Let's just walk in quietly. Nothing to see here. People are hitting me up. Customers are hitting me up and I don't have the stuff to supply them. Stay clean. Make sure we stay up on our hygiene here, right? Keeping things orderly and clean. What can I do now, I guess? Give out free samples. Hey, you want a free sample? Hey, she's gonna take it. What do you think? Oh, that was easy. I don't have any right now. The drop is ready. Where? Says it's over here. 8 seeds. Here we go. Oh, there's the cops. Nothing to see here, officers. You have a nice day. All right, you take care now. All right, let's plant these. Let's plant these bad boys. Oh yeah, buddy. A little bit of water. I'm still currently waiting on a payment. Uh-oh. I don't got that kind of money, man. Please deposit into my stash box. What's going to happen if I don't? I don't have that kind of money, man. You got to help. You got to wait till I convert some of this. You hear me? You got to chill, man. I don't got that kind of cash on me. We just barely started growing these puppies. Right? Are they growing still? No, I don't have any kush. Stop. Leave me alone. I think we can go to bed. Hard day's work. Degenerate? You saying it's degenerate? Of course it's degenerate. That's the whole point of video games. That's probably why this one guy who made this game by himself is going so well for him, because he's like, let me just make something that people want to play. That's fun. This is already, we jumped right into this. This is already kind of fun. I'll probably never play this again after today. I'll probably never ever play this again. That's kind of what happens with video games. I'll probably never ever play this again, but we got to make this money right now. All right, we're cooking now. Look, we got plenty of product. What do we got here? We got standard Kush. Make sure we pick up all of our trash. If there's one thing my mama taught me, you know, I may be out here doing stuff like this, but one thing my mama taught me is to pick up after myself. So, you know, whether that's as the CEO of a Fortune 500 company or in the motel of the town growing tomatoes, you know, to earn a living, whatever it is. Yeet. We'll just throw the trash out there, right? The city is the trash, right? This whole city is the trash can, right? So who cares? Look at this. Look at this. Who cares? Look at this. That's my trash from yesterday. Who cares? Look at this. Who cares about this? This is the trash can. All right, anyways. Let's begin the bagging operation. Well, I don't need that. We don't need a grinder. Jesse's merely selling the stuff. He does not need to consume it. Okay? He's in it, but not of it. Bond is in the industry, but not of it. Jesse will not, in fact, be consuming any of the product, if I may. Okay, this is starting to get real. Like, we really gotta organize this now. We gotta get bags again. We gotta get more stuffs. We gotta plant more stuff. Starting to really cook here. We got debts to pay off. I'm starting to get stressed. Amazing. A little water. We need more water. Bond about to have a whole new meaning. Okay. Let's bag up our trash. Okay, bye. Okay, nice. We still need more bags and soil and everything. Let's take some of our product with us. Kyle wants some more stuff here. He wants 4. Let's see how much we can make him pay for it. That's a good price, I think. Let's give us some more. Hey, buddy, you ever try some of my stuffs? Oh, okay, he's already tried it. Bond Bud. This is the Bond. Hey, buddy, you want to try some Bond Bud? Bond Bud, what's that? Oh, okay, no, he doesn't want to. Hey, Dan. How you doing today? Yeah, you know, just need some more soil here. We're doing great. Business is starting to pick up. Yeah, it's starting to pick up here. Business starting to pick up. Everything's going pretty easy peasy here. What can I say? Just moved in to the town. Anyways, Dan, you have a nice day. Tomatoes? What do you mean you're gonna grow tomatoes? I don't grow Oh, yeah, tomatoes. Yeah. I gotta get back to those, Dan. What's up, Triple T? All right. There we go. Just like that. Boom. I hear cops. Now we're set. We're cooking with gas now. That's going. That's all going. Oh, that needs to be watered. Heck yeah. All right, now let's make some friends. Potential customers. Well, first let's sell. Ooh, hey, Joyce. Can I interest you in some? Oh, never mind. Hey, Kyle. Here we go. Here's your stuff. Nice. Take care. Get out of here. Don't look at me. Don't look me in the eyes. Stop trying to make conversation. All right, let's make some friends. We need to make. There's a customer right over there. Peggy. Peggy. Hey, Peggy. Oh, no, that's Beth. Beth doesn't want anything to do with me. Where's Peggy? Peggy's down that way. Peggy. Hey, Peggy. You don't know me, but I know you. Can I interest you in a little something? What is it, you ask? Well, you've already partaking. I haven't even told you. All right, cool. We'll stay in touch. Peter File. Peter, over right here. What's up, Peter? Hey, Peter. Oh, he seems like an internet guy, maybe. Been on his computer all day. What's up, Peter? I know we're in the middle of someone's establishment, but Kyle over here, he's a cool guy, you know. In fact, you can see his eyes are red. He's a cool guy, so he won't mind if you try one of these. What do you say? What do you think, Peter? Hey, it's another customer. We just earned another customer. Wait, look at all these customers. Beth. Let's go back to Beth. Hey, Beth. I somehow know your name through social media. Try some of this stuff. Their eyes turn red. Let's go make friends. Let's go make some more friends. Ludwig. Is he in here? Hey, buddy. Trust me. Just try it. That's so evil. That's so evil. It even simulates the part where you go up to a person and you give them free drugs to hook them in. This game is pure evil. As long as you don't identify with it. Miss Ming, she's probably the owner of this place. The Chinese restaurant. Hey, Miss Ming, I got something to take the edge off. Hey, while you're working. What do you say? Uh-huh. You got my number. Geraldine. Let's find Geraldine. I got trackers on these people. I'll track you down. I will track you down. I somehow have GPS tracking on all the people in this town so that it facilitates my prime directive here. Geraldine, where are you? Oh, over here? Are they in here? How do I get inside? Let me in. Hey, Geraldine. Can I interest you in a free sample? What is all this, by the way? Geraldine Poon. Standards very low. Favorite effects. Balding, long-faced, and sedating. So I guess all the stuff has effects to it. Okay. Nice. New customer. GPS tracker says I have another customer around here somewhere. Can I interest you in a free sample? This is how you conduct business, obviously. This is the way you, Is that a police blockade? What the? Checkpoint ahead. What do we do now? Let's just act nonchalant, okay? Just act cool. Just act cool and they won't do anything. Hold on, you're being detained. Oh! No! No! You'll never catch me alive. Should I be running? Why are you running? I have drugs on me. I mean, I have tomatoes on me. Why are you running? Should I just... Oh, crap. My wanted bar is not going away. What do I do? Let's go back home. Get inside. Shh. Nobody saw anything. Get back to work. Let's get back to growing the tomatoes. I was walking so nonchalant, though. How come they... I mean, it was a police blockade. I guess they'll check on everybody. Type deal. All right, we just ran from the cops successfully. That was a lot easier than I expected. Wow, we are swimming in tomatoes. Are the cops outside? Oh, it's the cops. All right, we got customers we can sell to now. Beth, our newest customer here, is already wanting a little bit of action here, so we got her on 2. Mick over here, he wants 3. We can definitely supply him there. Donna, the purveyor of this motel, is in need. We can definitely supply. Kathy right here, she needs. I think we can. 6, 9, 12. That's pretty much all of it. Unless we start packaging some more. We need to package more. This is getting stressful. Yes, Ludwig. We got you and Sam. Okay. Let's go out on a spree. I hear the cops everywhere. That cops right there? Oh, man, how am I supposed to sell? Curfew's up. Mick, take your stuff. How much you need? Here, get out of here. We got another sale over here down this way. Beth, you animal. Get out of here. Take your stuff. Is that a cop? Kathy. Look, Kathy, just... It's not safe. Get out of here. It's curfew. Sam. Jeez. All right, take it and go. Someone back here? Oh. Where is it? Hey, Donna. Here. One more. Buddy, your eyes are still red from the sample I gave you. You sure you good? All right, just slow down a little, okay? Jeez. Bro. Oh, let's pay off our debt. I want to pay off my debt. Behind Dan's hardware store. We were just there. Aha. Oops. Okay, good. It doesn't eat your money. Alright, we're rich. We're freaking rich. Let's sell the last bit to Jesse. Talk to Miss Ming at the Chinese restaurant. Why? Oh, I don't have $800. Not yet, at least. And here's Jesse. Jesse's a little bit... She's a little bit of a skid. Face tattoos. There you go. Take care. You have a nice day now. Okay, now we are rich. That's all it took? And back to the cycle. back to what we know. Back to doing what we do best. Growing this stuff. That's right. Tweaker's the word. Nice. And another hard day's work done. Now we're a level 3 street rat. We're moving up in the world. Hold up. 2 level ups. Level 4 street rat. What's available to us? Whoa, buddy. Level 5 street rat. Okay. I think that means we did really good. I think that's what that means. Another day, another dollar. Let's try and buy that new apartment. Harvest, harvest, harvest. Heck yes. Okay, wait, what? Hold up. It's getting cramped up in here. We need bags. We need bags, soil. We need more bags, more soil. Oh, no, 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 no. Hey, Dan. Gonna need some of that soil. Insufficient cash, that's right. Deposit all of it. We're getting texts from who? I don't have any stuff yet for you, buddy. You're gonna have to wait. Some soil. Fertilizer. Might as well. Bags. Can we buy some storage? That would be nice. Yes, let's buy some of those. Trash bags. Can you buy more tents? Yeah, more grow tents. Expand even further. Easy. Where's our stuff? Okay. Smoke on this one. I'm leaving a paper trail, Kevin Howe. Okay, seriously, how do we... Item won't fit in your inventory, so you can pick stuff up. Oh, yes. Can I just throw this TV away? Can I sell this TV? Can I pawn this? Can I pawn the motel's TV to make money for the operation? Can I at least throw it away? Yes, I can. Sorry, motel, I'm tossing your TV into the trash. And your lamp. Pretty much just your furniture. Yeah, we're going to need that out of the way. We're going to need all this furniture gone. There we go. All right, we made some room. And the tents. Now we're cooking. It's okay. We'll pay back Donna. We'll pay Donna. Nice Donna back. Donna's a nice lady. We'll pay her back. Don't worry. We got rid of her TV and her furniture, but we had to. You don't understand. I can go there. I can go there, maybe? Nope. Maybe like this. Where can I put this thing? Can I pick that up? Contains trash. Ooh. Yep. Yes. We are stuffing this motel room. Do we have the seeds? Let's get some seeds. Ooh, we got new seeds on deck. Soiled it. Soiled it. Where's that from? All right, now that we're growing. Wait, hold on. We're waiting for a drop, and we're waiting for some stuff to grow. Whew. All right, now that the empire is growing nicely, I think we can maybe spend some time on this. Let's see here. Let's see here. What was controversial on the internet? Oh, yeah. Father's Day is coming up, right? I mean, May is pretty much up. June. Father's Day is 2 weeks, no? The 14th? Father's Day? 15th. No, the 15th. The 15th, the Sunday, will be Father's Day. Flag Day, the day right before. Excuse me. All right. No, I don't think we have time for that. Let's see. What was I doing? Excuse me. We are packaging. That's what we're doing. I can't see anything. I guess I could see enough here. All right. Think we're set here. We're equipped. Let's get out of here. Let's see here. Customers, 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 customers. Yes, we'll, of course, whatever you need. Peggy. Oh, Peggy. Peggy is getting in deep. She barely just started. What's going on with Peggy? She already wants 5 of these? She's getting addicted. Which is positive for us. Which is positive, which is a good thing for us. But you know, it's a terrible thing for Peggy. Peggy's addiction, no, never mind. Her addiction is 0. But you know, as this, you know, gets worse, it'll be better for us, but bad for her, obviously. Oh, there's the police. Let's walk this way. All right, buddy. This is the freaking soundtrack? What the? All right, Kathy. Don't be rude. She's like, let's get this over with. Don't be rude. And Peggy, poor Peggy. Look at her. She's such a respectable young gal. We're about to ruin her life. We're looking for our seeds. Whoa! Look at where I went. I'm on the roof. There it is. Oh yeah. Let's sell, sell, sell. Alright, that's all of it. We set up all the deals. That should be all the stuff we got. Oh, there's that police blockade. It says I can hide stuff in my inventory. How do we do that? Click and hold items to conceal. Conceal, conceal. That was easy. Alright, cool. Ah. Chloe. Here. Done. Oh, darn the curfew. The police curfew. Miss Ming. Here you go, Miss Ming. What the heck is this? Is this SpongeBob? We gotta go. There. The curfew, police curfew. Let's get out of here. Another day, another dollar. I think we can go to bed. Just plant a couple of these puppies. And then we're set. Another hard day's work. Pack it in. Pack it in, boys. So I guess this is the cycle, huh? Is it just this? I imagine I imagine you get to expand a bunch. This is pretty much the cycle. I get it. So how do you guys get the crowns? Did you guys figure out how the XP works? Leveling up. We're a hoodlum now. Entering hoodlum status. Oh, we got a new region unlocked. Jesse's like, I don't even want to say that. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. This game is depressing. Are you depressed, C-Sal? Is this not a life you want to live? This is the beginning part, okay? Are you gonna be saying that when we have millions? This is depression simulator. Stuck in a motel room, pawning off their furniture, running from the police, hiding in the dark in this dark, dingy motel room, attempting to grow some of this crap, trying to make some kind of living here, eke out some sort of living in this town. What a cruel existence. All right, we have a lot of pot now. I believe we have a lot of pot. You get better equipment, more drugs, more customers, laundry business, vehicles. That's awesome. You get all that? Okay, we need more baggies. We need more everything. We need more everything again. Dude, our customers are getting mad. Nah, never mind. They're all saying never mind. I guess I didn't get to them fast enough. I don't have any kush. Hey, Austin. Hey, buddy. Whoa. The police are right there. Let's not do this deal out in the open like that, buddy. There. Nice. Okay, we got the money to pay for... We got the money to pay for a new room. Let's go buy it. See, Sal, in third place. Let me buy that room. Deal. Wait. Miss Ming only takes cash? Thank you. Oh, yeah. Look at this space. We got room. Let's see. Heck yeah. No, Skip. This is all laundered money. This is all the laundered stuff. Let's buy some of those. Let's buy some more soil. More baggies. And jars. We could buy jars now. Picking objects up. Okay, yeah, we're way past that. Oh, crud. I'm stuck. Let's move the operation. Yeah, yeah. We don't need that. Yes. We're taking our stuff. I don't need that. We're moving out of Mama's house. Look at all this trash we left. I left the door wide open? What kind of operational security is that? I'm thinking the tents go here. Yeah, that's good. Let's get more tents. Packaging station. Okay, now I feel organized. Dope. Let's get to work. Wait, straight up, this is still the soundtrack? This is actually the soundtrack for this? They actually went off on the soundtrack. Straight up. Like, they went off. Let's get some fertilizer in there. What up? What do you want me to do? Yo, this soundtrack right now, for real. All right, cooking with gas. Pack it up. Time to pack it up. This is hard work. This is starting to stress me out. There's all this. Now I have to deal with all this. Anchor Heisenberg. Breaking Bad. Jesse Lee Peterson. This was when Bond was in. You remember? You ever hear Jesse tell us about when Bond was in like Michigan? This is when Bond was in Michigan. That's what this is. We can put him in jars now too. Look. We have better packaging materials. We really are moving up in the world. Lovely. Lovely. The empire grows. It is nighttime. And we must go out to sell the stuffs from whence it came. Hey, Chloe. Yeah, whatever you need, I got it. Kathy. Whatever you need. Ludwig. Wait, we need to make some new customers too. We need to make some new customers because if you remember, our map is now full of new customers. Payphone. It's for us. You need 2 kush? Here you go. Bye. Payphone. You got a decent base of operations. You'll be pulling in cash. It's time to... Recruiting dealers? Yeah. This game's awesome. Yeah, big time. Ooh. Who do we go next? Where do we go next? Over here somewhere. 4. Here, can you just take 5? Generosity bonus. If I give him a little extra, I get a generosity bonus. Bro, this guy's tripping. He's like, I need in all caps. I need 8. I got $370. Deal? Is that a good deal? He seems crazy. Can we make him pay $470? Not gonna happen. Get it somewhere else, bitch. Okay. We tried. Beth, however, is in need. Poor Beth. All right. And I think we have some potential customers in the vicinity. Oh, that's the cops. Oh no. That's a potential customer, apparently. Here, you want his free sample? Oh, product must be packaged. Darn. Let's just get rid of that then. Donna. Donna needs some. Darn. It's okay, it's a burner phone. Hey, Donna. Here you go. Oh, this is not what I asked for? She's mad. The deal's off. Oh, what did I mess up? I messed something up. Beth. Oh, I gave her the wrong stuff. I need to give her OG Kush. Okay. Oops. Oopsies. Do we have any lights up in here? All right. Let's go to bed. Hard day's work. I don't think my customers are too happy in some cases. Wow. We need more. Look at all this stuff. It's premium. It's because I used the fertilizer. Premium. We got premium product. I shouldn't be that happy about that. I shouldn't be that excited. All right, let's see here. I think the next order of business is to expand our customer base by, in fact, finding them on the map. They are GPS tracked. That makes it easy. We need to find people whose lives are going perfectly fine. We need to place ourselves in their way. We need to then place some of this product in their hands and then change the course of their life, which was going perfectly fine before meeting us. And so that is what we need to be doing. That is the order of business here. We need to be finding these people who are having perfectly fine lives, like Joyce here, for example. Like Joyce here, who's working her shift. Oh no, that's Chloe. Where's Joyce? Chloe, do you know where Joyce is? I'm looking for Joyce. I'm trying to ruin her life. She's living a perfectly fine life. And Joyce then meets me. Wait, where's Joyce? Joyce is in here? Oh, there's Joyce. Hey, Joyce, can I interest you in a free sample? What do you think? Oh, Joyce. Joyce. Well, you know where to find me. We got Keith Wagner. Keith Wagner. Mr. Wagner, I have something for you. He's angry. He's pretty pissed. Ooh, he's like, damn, I need more of that. And now he's happy. Look, his smile, his frown turned into a sort of smile. You're dangerous. You're exactly the type of person who does not need this stuff. So anyways, you know where to find me. We got Jerry Montero. Jerry. Jerry, are you familiar with my services? Have we met, Jerry? Ah, there you are, Jerry. Getting yourself a little Coca-Cola? Getting yourself a little Coca-Cola there, Jerry? Machine's not taking your money? Huh. Well, I got something better for you, Jerry. Oh, let's do this somewhere else, away from prying eyes. Jerry, you ever heard of pot? Wait, let's get farther from those people in blue. Oh, hey, Joyce. Look at her eyes. Jerry, come on over here. You ever try some of this? Ha! Well, Jerry, you know where to find me. Dean Webster. Hey, Dean. I'm new in town. Whoa. No, I don't want a tattoo. I'm just trying to give you a free sample. What do you think? Nice. Glad you like it. More customers down that way. How'd you get third place? Uh-oh. We got coppers. And we got a police blockade. Let's shift the items around in my pocket so that we can get past this easier. Nothing to see here, officer. Nothing in my pockets. I'm not hiding anything. Dumb. Easy cop. That was way too easy, man. We got a potential customer here somewhere. Kim Delaney. Where's Kim? Kim is in here? The Piss Hut. Hey, Kim, can I interest you in a free sample? Oh, crud. I just gave Kim 13. And she's mad at me. She didn't even like the stuff. I gave her 13 units. You're really just gonna turn Kim is making today a difficult day. Kim is making today a difficult day. Who do we need to talk to now? Doris, husband's out at work. You just out here shopping. Can I interest you in some stuff? There you go. I'll be back. You'll know where to find me. Let's find Meg. She's in here, I think. Meg, I got something for you. Definitely want to try this. Discord?
Yeah.
Who am I talking to?
What up, bro? Galahad. How's it
Hey, what's up, Galahad? How you been?
going? Oh, well. How are you?
No complaints. Easy Friday. Not much news. Taking it easy.
Easy peasy.
Exactly.
Nice.
What about yourself?
Finishing up my work today. Had a couple
Solid.
meetings. And pretty cool.
Solid day.
Yeah, solid week.
Good to hear.
God is with us, you know what I mean?
Good to hear, Galahad.
What you playing, bro?
You said what?
What you playing?
It's called Schedule 1. And it's a funky little game, you know, simulating a certain industry.
A certain industry. Oh, it's
Yeah.
like what?
A certain illicit industry.
Like prostitution?
No. Dealing of stuff.
Oh. Okay.
So Jesse,
Well, you're a
Jesse's trying to make Bond some quick cash, basically.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Bond. This is trying to spread the message by any means necessary. sometimes in more sordid ways than others. Have you heard of Schedule One?
No, first time. So
Yeah,
what?
it's-
You just like make money and
Yep. You
do
just
stuff.
yeah. You just
No food, no thing, no. Probably buy like a better house.
yep. It looks like you could upgrade your life and your empire and your whole operation. That's kind of part of it.
Oh, nice.
It's already kind of addicting. It's already kind of addicting trying to increase my cash pile and trying to upgrade Bond here. I don't know if I'll ever play this again after today, but that's what we're doing right now.
Nice. Look at that guy. Cool.
Yes, sir.
What's the deal today?
Like I said,
Nothing much.
not much besides that. Not much really. Yep.
What's your answer for the biblical question?
The biblical question.
Yeah, bro.
You mean Jesse's biblical question? Jesse Lee Peterson?
Yeah, your boss.
And let me see. What was it again? It was oh yeah, about pain. Does God let you suffer? Is that it?
Yeah, like, does God allow you to suffer? Yeah.
Yeah. He allows it, you know? I mean, that's what the question, right? If I get semantic with it, that's what I want to say. I want to say when you put it like that, does God allow it? Sure. I don't know. I really don't know. I personally don't know if he causes one to suffer, because I know the discussion that spawned the question, and it was about if God causes suffering. Does God cause you pain and suffering to wake you up? Does he use it as a tool? And so that whole discussion was interesting. I find it hard to see God as someone who is inflicting these things on you. It's more like he's just waiting for you to wake up. He's like, all right, buddy. But kind of sitting back waiting for you to wake up.
Hard?
You said what?
Why is that hard? Why is that hard?
Because then I have to say that God is causing pain to so that I can so-called wake up. And I was thinking about this the other day better. Hold on. Let me try and remember what I was thinking. It was something like, yeah, well, basically that's why I find it difficult, because I have to then somehow say God is causing pain.
But it says so in the Bible.
It does?
Yeah.
What's it say?
Post it on Discord. Let me read it. Let's see. Like a bunch of places where it says so. Okay, Job 2:10. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips.
And all this did not what?
Job sin with his lips. He was telling his woman, like, shall we just receive the good, not the evil from God? Like, do we know better? And like Isaiah says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it? And you know, things like it's all over the Bible. It's like,
No, I've read some of those and heard some of those things. And
Yeah,
with
like-
that, all I've read and heard. Were you about to say something? My bad.
I mean, I just like when we say, "Oh, that's evil, that's good," God should not allow this or that. We're judging, and we're not trusting His better judgment.
But what's his better judgment, right? Like all you said was
Like
this
whatever
verse.
we think or say is evil,
Mm-hmm.
that's God's will, and God's will is ultimately good. So whatever I believe it's evil or good, well, I don't really know. I should just trust that God's will is good and everything works out for good at the end.
What are you
Right to
saying with
know.
that? Are you saying that whatever you think is good and evil is good and evil? God is making, God is showing you what's good and evil through what you think, what you're thinking and feeling?
No. That we cannot know what actually is good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
So we should just trust that God is good and that everything that he does or that happens is by his will. And it's ultimately good.
I see. And this is what I'm getting at. I've heard those verses and I've heard some of the things you're saying, and that's really all you can conclude. You know, we're pretty much on the same page there, and let me explain. And although it sounds like you're responding to me in a sense, allow me to explain, allow me to how do I put this? Allow me to paint this picture in a sense that we're both starting from the same point. Look, it's like, yeah, what you're basically saying is under this umbrella term, everything is God's will. So fine. It's like, so like, look, put it like this.
Like everything is good.
Right. But it's like, okay,
God is good.
I'm saying the same thing is what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that too. I really am saying, we really are saying the same thing. I just have some deeper questions about it. You know, you're saying, well, the Bible says God does it all, man, good and evil. So let's just sit here, let's accept it, and let's just be like, wow, praise God. But what I'm saying is, okay, yeah, let's both start at that basic point. But still, the question still remains in my mind: why would then, let's say, I'm trying to give you an example. I'm just saying it's just not a good explanation. It's like, how do I put this? It's like if you were to tell me, if we were to have a discussion about how man got here, and you say, well, God put him here. It's like, well, yeah, we could both agree on that, but I'm asking how, right? Like I'm asking for a little bit more than that. So how do I put this? I mean, I don't know if I'm being very clear. It's just, we're not disagreeing from that standpoint. Like, yeah, okay, God created everything. But to say God makes you suffer, you have to do some like mental gymnastics here. Like, you're telling me God wants me to suffer and let me think of a good way here.
Do you think you know better than God?
No, I don't think I know better than God.
If he decided for you to suffer, does he know better?
But this is what I'm getting at. How do you know better than God? You're saying you know, well, I guess you're pointing to some scripture. But this is what I'm getting at. Like, the scripture, we're not disagreeing that God is the master of all things, right? It's like, okay, fine. He created the world, he's master of all things. But you're not really saying much by saying, well, this verse says that he even created evil. Because then I would be like, cool, that's interesting. That's an interesting point as well. But yet, explain to me my daily life here. Explain to me how I'm suffering and why? Why would God do this particular thing to my life? And that doesn't make sense.
Why would he make us suffer?
Right. Why would he want me to
be perfected, strengthened, purified?
See that?
Glorified.
Why not just purify me?
That's the way he's purifying you.
And so, you know, and this is what I'm getting at. And now I would ask you, well, how do you know that? And then you'll just point to that verse. But that verse is, again, I wouldn't even be disagreeing with you. Should you point to those many verses, I wouldn't disagree. Okay, fine. God is the creator of things, but that doesn't quite explain how I return to him and stop this suffering. It's like, okay, I guess I'll just sit here and let him purify me.
That's exactly what Jesse says. Go through your hell.
Not exactly. I mean, going through your hell is
Yeah,
different
because
than
going through it is purifying yourself because you're trusting God and you're letting go.
right.
That's
Okay,
pure.
so
That's holy.
thank
right?
you. And again, I've heard these things and we're on the same page, so to speak. But put it like this: when the rubber meets the road, it kind of falls apart. That's what I'm trying to get at. I know you just
Ow.
said this is what Jesse says. Go through your hell, go through your pain. But when you look at the world, don't you see the whole world in a sort of pain, and they're not getting better? You know what I mean? It's not just pain, meaning, wow, my life is bad. That's not what Jesse's talking about. He's talking about spiritual pain, like really seeing that you're evil, what's going on with you, right? The vast majority of people in so-called pain are just in misery, and they're not getting better. So that's all I'm getting at, right? It seems to what do those
But
words that
that's
we're
you
saying?
judging it.
What do those words mean that we're saying? Right. I would like to know deeper. I just don't know. Maybe you do.
What's the question?
The question is the question is then what is the right pain? It seems to me like all sorts of people are in pain and not getting better.
But the thing is, like, you could have pain and humble yourself before God through that, or you could like harden yourself against God.
Ah.
Right.
So then what's the mechanism here?
That God has mercy to soften your heart, or He doesn't.
So this is what I'm getting at.
And
If some harden,
whoever
if
He chooses,
uh-huh.
that's holy, and you should respect God's judgment.
There we go. Okay, perfect. So
Right.
you're saying he's deciding. He's deciding. He's picking some. See how you have to. Now you have to make conclusions about exactly what God is doing, because in your
We
mind,
know
in
God
your
has
hold on.
chosen people.
Because in your mind, God is, and I'm not saying you're wrong, right? But this is how I'm taking it. You've already concluded that He created it all. So that means, what did you just say again? Tell me again.
That I don't even know what I said. Like that if God has chosen people,
That's right. He's choosing who's hardened and who's not hardened by the pain.
exactly,
Help me
and you should
understand
trust
that. Why is
And
he?
if- and
Why
if
is
you
God
are-
choosing
if you-
some?
If you don't have enough humbleness to face that God does that, you are one of the not chosen.
Well, help me understand
should-
why. Help me understand how come God. So you're saying suffering is all to heart to make you
To either
better,
soften
sanctify you.
or harden you. Like,
Right. But
you're
let's go through
either-
it. Let's go through it step by step. How you brought it up. The suffering is supposed to purify you, sanctify you. But then we concluded that this suffering doesn't work the same for everybody. And you're saying, well, it depends if it either hardens you or softens you. But still, we have to make that fit with what you're saying, and you already did. You said, well, God picks who gets hardened and who gets softened by this suffering.
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
help me understand this. What kind of God is it that He's already created you, and before you even existed or whatever, He already decided that you would be softened or hardened by this pain. And so He's basically creating a bunch of people and deciding you're going to hell, you're going to heaven, you're going to hell.
Mhm.
And that makes sense to you.
Okay, when you look at the world, the creation, you see humans, you see ants, you see things that crawl in the dirt or in shit, you see things flying above in the heavens. You say that is perfect, right? God chose that. That is perfect. Why is this different?
I'm not saying I know. I don't. You're saying you're the one saying God chose that. I don't know that. I don't know how you know these things.
We know you don't think God is the creator of all and He chooses all things?
Yeah, it seems that way, but you're making way more grittier, specific conclusions that he chose for the bird to tweet in this way. You know what I mean? Like, so I just don't know. I just don't know that. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. I just don't know that
You've never
personally.
seen a bird and a cockroach,
Well, I've seen them.
right? And they have different positions in life or in nature or in the evolutionary chain, however you want to call it, right?
See, you don't even know how to call it. This is what I'm getting at.
There is a hierarchy.
You're making
right? There's
conclusions
a
about what God
hierarchy.
is thinking,
God-
and you don't even know exactly how to
God
put it.
creates hierarchies, right?
I think so.
He
It
created-
seems like it.
right?
Yeah,
Right? You can see it. Like
you're right. You can
there
see
is
it. Right.
Heaven above, you can see it.
God didn't say that to me though.
Below.
he didn't say that to me. He didn't tell that to me. It just seems like that from looking at nature and stuff. So I know we're both saying that, but you're kind of saying a little bit more.
Read about it in the Bible. Yeah, really, like it's written, it's inside you. You know that there are hierarchies in this universe.
Fair enough. I'm
God
following what you're saying.
chose them so, right? God chose them so.
I'm following what you're saying.
If you were to be at the bottom of the hierarchy, you had the enough humbleness to accept that and glorify God in spite of being at the bottom of it, you will be at the very top of it immediately, because you have now understand that God is God and we are nothing but his children, and he provides everything to us, and through his mercy we are saved, not through our own will, not through our own power, because we don't have a will and we don't have any power. God holds all the power.
So
Not even Satan, right?
what's the point of being
So
saved if
when
you're
Satan
suffering?
acts, what is the point of having that experience?
What's the point of being
being
saved if
saved?
you're suffering?
Like, what's the point of the sun if it's night? Like, to be able to recognize the difference.
No, but how are you
You wouldn't
saved
know
and
that you're in
suffering?
heaven. You wouldn't know that you're in heaven if you hadn't gone through that hell before it.
Oh, okay. So suffering is simply suffering and being saved are simply emotional states, just like everything else. Like the moon goes up and the moon, like the sun goes up and down, and your mood goes up and down. So does your salvation, right? So you'll be saved, and then other times you'll be not saved, right? That's how you're describing it.
What do you mean? No, look, it's not
'Cause
an
you s-
emotional salvation. Is not an emotional state. Is rather the state of lack of emotion.
But see how you am I misunderstanding you? Didn't you just say that you're saved, but then you're not?
What do you mean you're saved, but then you're not?
What were you saying about being saved and then not being saved?
Once you're saved, you're saved.
Right, but
What do
you were
mean? I
saying
never
something
said
different.
that. No.
Okay,
Oh.
what were you saying about saved at all? You said saved.
We're saved by God's mercy, maybe? Is that what you mean?
Hold on. How do I put this?
I don't even know what I. Perfect.
Hold on. Shows that I don't know.
Falling heat,
Gritty in this way. Oh no.
right? And sure. Or in the
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you can see it. Like
You're right. You can see that. hold on.
accept that and glorify everything to us, and through His mercy we are saved, not through our own will, not through our own power, because we don't have a will and we don't have any power. God holds all the power.
Oh yeah. I forget. You were saying something about being saved, and we were just
saved.
discussing what the heck. I was saying, what's the point of being saved? What's the point of suffering? What's the point of being saved and you're still suffering? Like, it doesn't sound like you can.
Oh no, once you're saved, like there is no suffering, and if there were any suffering, it will be another trial for you to overcome, so God can glorify you even further. Just the same way He did with Christ, He gave him a trial. God went through it, and then He was glorified forever. And we're still talking about Him.
Right. And so again,
So
everything you just said
suffer
is only
that way.
right. And everything you just said is like somewhat true, and we've gathered that through this conversation. It's like
Somewhat true.
Right.
Yeah.
in the understanding that you've said so far, we can gather that what you've said so far is somewhat true, and we know this because in the things that I brought up, you're not totally able to have a complete answer. You understand?
What am I not
In
answering
explaining
completely?
suffering, I mean, I guess maybe in your mind you do, but I don't. For anybody
Why
else,
do we
it's-
suffer? Why
well,
do
for-
we suffer?
well, in the things that we were talking about, like for example,
So we can be
suffering
softened
to be
and-
sanctified and all that, but that's not really.
Mhm.
That's like a blanket explanation that doesn't really explain fully to people discussing this concept of how is it that you suffer and be saved, right? You could say a blanket statement from the Bible all you want, which would be true, right? Because it's in the Bible. It's like, obviously this is true, but in your understanding, we can see that we don't totally understand it, because once you start putting it in the real world scenarios, like, okay, well then God saves all. He and evil and good is His. Okay, when you start putting that scripture into real world scenarios and you start discussing it, you start noticing, or maybe you don't, but you start noticing that you don't really exactly know, right? Because how do you explain then being saved but still suffering? Right? It's like these are the things that we don't quite know.
Who is saved and still suffering? You are?
Well,
You're
in your framework, God is causing
I'm
you
not
to
saying that
suffer.
you are saved and still suffering. I'm saying you suffer so you can then reach God. Once you're with God, you're no
Right,
longer
but
suffering.
But in your frame, exactly, and it's like, okay, you suffer so that you can seek salvation, right? And it's like, okay, that statement blanketly kind of sort of true.
No. You cannot seek salvation because salvation is given to you. You cannot achieve it on your own. It is by the mercy of God.
So then why are we suffering? So then
the
why
only
would He
thing
cause
you
us
can
to
do-
suffer?
The only thing you can do is soften yourself towards God, or
But
resent Him.
But you said it was not up to us, that the softening, how you respond to this suffering.
Mhm. God will
Who
determine
chooses
if you're
that? God
softened
determines that,
or
right?
not. God determines that.
So God created
determines
us to
everything.
condemn us and pick who goes to heaven and hell.
Yes.
Interesting, and that's the conclusion you make. I personally, that doesn't make sense to me. And I don't even think
saved.
that doesn't even make sense to me.
Say, like, well, why do the cockroaches live if I am a human and that is only a so it's an evil god?
No, hold on.
Cockroach,
Simply
so I can
asking the
step on
question.
it.
No, well, simply
You know what I
asking
mean?
the
That's
well.
what you're saying.
No,
That's what you're
simply
saying. It's like,
hold on.
no.
Simply asking the question
He
doesn't mean
picks
that.
And he knows. He's wise.
No.
He knows better.
Put it like this: you can ask, why do cockroaches this or that? But if you don't have an answer, you could just leave it there. I'm not then gonna go say, God, well, it is getting stepped on because God wanted it to be so. How about I just don't know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I do know.
Right, you
And
say that you
every
know, and I
process
believe.
before
I'm not
us
saying
knew.
I personally don't know, but and you may be right. By the way, you may be right with what you're saying. That's why I wanted you to explain, and you have. I think you've explained yourself well. It is still not reasonable in my mind. Maybe I'm assigning way too much
Because
so-called
you-
reason
you
to
wanna-
God, but what do I know?
You want to know better than God.
Yeah,
You're like,
maybe,
"Oh,
maybe.
How does He choose? Like,
Right,
how
it just doesn't
why
make
is
sense
he
to me.
choosing?
Yeah,
Why don't I have a choice?
it does. It
right?
doesn't even
That's
make
what
sense coming out of your
you're evil.
mouth. It doesn't even make sense coming out of your
You're
mouth,
evil.
though.
It's like, why am I not the one in control? That's what you're saying,
In what way?
right? You want to have the control and the choice.
No.
The
Put it
thing
like
is,
this. I'm
when
not. I'm
when
not saying what it
when
should
you are
be.
still-
I'm not saying what it should be,
when
though.
you know God, you know that He wills for everyone to be saved.
No, what I'm saying is I don't
Right.
know. I'm just saying I'm asking how you know. You've told me how you
How
think you
don't you
know, and it doesn't quite make sense. But okay.
How
You're
did you
but
know?
you're saying that I want it to be a certain way, that I'm trying to be God or whatever, but I don't want it to be a certain way. I'm just trying to understand. I'm not making
I
a
mean-
claim on how it should be.
I'm not trying to judge you or condemn you through it. I'm just saying.
I don't
like,
think you are, by
wake
the way.
up,
I don't think
like,
you are.
It's the right. Thank you. It's like it's our ego that starts like buckling with it. Like, well, why does God
Yeah.
have all the power? Why don't I have a little power?
Put it like this.
Like, I should have
I'm
a
not,
little
I'm not asking
power.
those questions though. I'm not asking any of those questions. I'm simply asking how
I'm just
your conclusion.
hyperbolating for effect, right?
Right. But in this in this scenario, I'm not asking why does God have power. I'm asking you to
Why
square.
do I suffer?
Right. I'm asking you to square God being the creator of my suffering. And you've said
Well, he's the
what you
creator
said.
of everything.
And it's like, again,
the
we'll
creator of
we'll go in circles again, and again, it's like, yeah, we can both agree on that, but it's like, what?
Yeah.
Explain you.
Why?
I don't think you can quite
It-
right.
it-
I don't know the why. Why would he
But
allow it
it's
in that
really-
way? And I don't
so
think
you
you've
can be
you know. I don't think you know.
like if you didn't have night, you wouldn't know it's day.
I mean, yeah,
Right.
that's right. That's cute and all, but
Pretty straightforward, you know. Like, why did he allow it? So you could have the other thing. Like, if you didn't have one, you would know. Wouldn't be aware of it.
that's not a good
Now, when you
explanation.
see evil all around you, it's like, oh well, it's for me to know what is evil and what is right, and live
Is-
right and have the reward of rightness, of righteousness.
That's all.
versus
But that's how
doing
we
the
already
wrong thing
live.
and having the
But that's how
no,
people
because
already
people
live.
want to be righteous.
But
People
that's
believe
already
that
how
there is
people
no
live.
God. People don't even believe that God holds all
Wait,
the
hold on.
power.
No, you're not even listening. I'm saying that's how already people live. You're saying, oh, you have the you have the day, you have the night, so you can understand day. But that's how already people that's how people live without God. What do you mean? They have the good, the bad, the so-called good, the bad, and then they have the pain, and then the happy. That's already how people live. What are you trying to say?
They are not.
What is God
glorifying
saving you
God.
from? If that's already, if this up and down, this that you described is already how people live with or without God or whatever, you described it as salvation. So then what is it what is it that he's saving you from? What are you being saved from?
From the darkness or from the ignorance of not understanding that you are not God.
But I thought you needed the ignorance and the darkness to know the light.
Yeah, that's why he builds you ignorant and then he clarifies it for you so you have that experience.
He builds you ignorant, you
No.
said.
Yeah,
So
he decides all things.
and how do you know that? Right, because he's God and he decides all things, right? It's not that
right?
deep what you're saying
Otherwise
is all
he's
I'm trying to
not
say. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but it's not very
Right,
deep.
it's
It's actually
not
quite
very
shallow. This is not very
Why?
well thought out.
No, this is the most thorough thing you've ever heard.
You just
Because
like,
people
because
need
God
the
exists.
devil-
You just said
People need the devil to not resent God.
you said what?
People need the devil to not resent God.
Says you.
I know it. I know it, right? Because it was the devil. It couldn't be God. It was the devil. Right? Like,
What are you
then
saying
I
with
can
that?
Hate the devil. Like
Wait,
that,
what?
that you're giving yourself permission to hate, and it just becomes the devil, the thing that you hate. But it's not even that. You shouldn't even hate that because even the devil responds to God. You should trust God that He is good, that He has control.
And so
that
what's your question or
everything will
comment?
Turn out right. Nick, why are you fighting this? Why are you fighting this?
I'm not even know what I'm fighting. You're not saying anything. You're just saying God is good and just kind of saying things. God is good and the creator of things. It's like, cool. I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm saying that if you didn't have the devil, would you resent God for him doing the things that you claim the devil does?
I don't even know how to answer that question. That's a dumb question. If I
Should I
didn't say
repeat
that,
it again?
repeat it again. Yeah.
If you didn't have the devil, would you then resent God for doing the things that you attribute to the devil?
If I didn't have the devil, would I then just resent God? How does one even
Because he
begin to
does the
answer such a
things
question?
you say the devil does.
How do I know when I have? How do I know when I have the devil or don't have the devil?
How do you know when you have
Yeah,
it
yeah.
or you don't have it?
Yeah, you said if I didn't have the devil. Repeat your question one more time for me. Repeat your question one more time for me.
If the devil didn't exist
Yeah.
and it was only God doing the evil and the good things,
Okay.
would you then resent God for the bad things?
I guess I could resent God if I wanted to. For the
Okay.
good and the bad things. I mean, I guess if
That's
you're
what I'm
saying if in a
That's
world
exactly what I was
in a world where there's no Satan concept and there's only a God, I guess. So I mean, but what are you
He
getting
holds
with
all
that?
the power
That's,
and he does evil.
you're saying that doesn't say anything.
Then
People
you
do that.
would
People do
resent
that
God,
anyways.
that
People
you-
do that already. There's a
They
Satan.
resent God,
There's a
and
Satan.
that's why
There's
they're
Satan and
mad.
God, and people blame
Yeah.
God for everything all day. What are you talking about? People call themselves
Whatever,
atheists
bro,
and they'll
but
be mad
that's
at God.
That's the sin. That's the sin. That's the sin. Because then you think
You're making me
know
laugh
better
because you're
than
just like
God.
my cousin. But that's the sin. That's the. What are you saying? You're just
Bro,
like my
what
cousin.
I'm saying is that if they wouldn't resent God, like Job, right? Like
Uh-huh.
everything was going wrong for Job.
Yes.
He was like, Praise be to God. Like he giveth and taketh away. Praise be the name of the Lord. Right? If you would do that, then God would bless you because you're that wise and humble and made, according to His will. If you are not doing that, you are one of the not chosen and you're suffering and you will continue to suffer until you humble yourself before God and say, well, He knows better.
So who's
And
disagreeing with
even
you on
this
that?
I suffer, even this that I suffer, it is for His glory and for our glory or those who believe in God, right?
So are you saying? Say that again, because you said right. So I want to answer you before going somewhere else. Apologies. Apologies.
Like,
I
if
wanna
you
answer
were
you.
humble enough to be like Job
Mm-hmm.
and bless God no matter what suffering,
Mm-hmm.
would then be immediately one of the chosen, and that suffering will be a glory to you because you would know that God
Okay.
is good and He's with you, and that everything is gonna work out for the good, and it's just a trial of your
Yeah.
faith.
No, that's
Right.
that might help
It's
somebody. I know
testing
what
your
you're saying with that.
character.
So are
Right,
you
right.
saying, I see, I see what picture you're painting there. That might help somebody. But so no, I'm not denying that at all. Are you saying God does evil? Like, so you see how that doesn't even make sense? What
That's what the
evil could God
Bible
do?
says, bro.
Huh?
Because it's like it's not the true. The goal is good. The medium you may judge as evil because you don't know. We may judge as evil because we don't understand God. The only thing we can understand that He is all good,
Uh,
right?
nah, I
You know what I
guess
mean?
so. I mean, I guess.
Like, we could say, oh,
How do you
well,
know?
kids are
Like,
getting raped, right? That's evil, right? Look, we can agree that's evil, right?
I'm like trying so hard to
But,
let you. Yeah, that we
but
can agree
whatever
that's evil.
happened, God allowed that to happen. We should trust that that is good. The ultimate goal is good. So we should praise God.
You're
And if you were
speculating on
raped
things
as
you
a
don't
kid, or
know.
if I was,
You're speculating on things you have
no,
no clue
no.
on.
I am absolutely certain that everything turns out for good. Those that love God and act according to His purpose.
Hmm. Nice.
Are you not?
You said what?
Are you not certain that everything works out for good to those that love God and act according to
I
His
don't know. Those
purpose
are
and
just
His
words. Those are just words.
Are those just words, or are
Yeah, those are
those
just
just
words.
like
Those are just words you're saying.
that's the promise?
You don't know
That's
what
the
you mean by
promise
those
of
words you're
God.
saying. You're saying
I know
everything.
what I
You don't know
mean.
what
I know
everything
that
is.
God
You
is
said
good,
you
He
said
is
everything works
faithful.
out in the end. You don't know what in the end is. You don't know what everything is. You have no clue about the words you're saying.
Everything,
I don't want to say it's a
yeah,
lie, those
oh
words,
my
because you probably
God,
read
man.
those somewhere, and those
You just
wherever
want
you
to
read those,
resent God.
maybe,
Just
maybe,
wanna
maybe,
resent God.
maybe, yeah, maybe
Bro,
intellectual. I accept it, but I'm just saying.
bro, don't resent God. Why?
I'm not resenting. I'm just saying. I personally don't
He
see it
wanted
that
to
way.
prove
You're
it.
saying that. I don't see it that way. I'm just saying whatever. You might be right because I don't know. But the word, come on. What is everything in the statement you said? What is in the end? You don't know. You don't know God's plan.
The end of
You
all
read that
all time
somewhere,
makes,
and you're
there is a beginning and an end, and
yeah.
God is there.
Right. We all
Right?
suspect the same thing.
So everything was
What's
created
the
out
big?
of love, and everything will end out of love.
And so, what do I do with that
God.
information?
Love God, praise God, glorify
How?
God.
How do I do
That's
that?
it. By being still.
And what's that?
And not judge, don't condemn, and be kind, generous, and righteous. Love justice, love mercy. You know?
All right, that passes. and
Well, amen, bro. Great. Great.
is that egotistical, a little bit arrogant? That passes.
No.
I'm just
Nah.
I'm messing around.
No, it's good because you have to test the spirit, right? You have to.
Well, no, I'm not really
You don't-
testing
you don't
anything.
give
I'm just
no
messing around.
free pass, right?
I'm not really
you shouldn't,
testing
right?
it in
Like-
that way,
No one should, you know,
or
give a
testing
free
you in that
pass
way.
to
Like I
any
just don't
spirit.
know.
Like even Israel, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
with God, right? Like wrestle with it. Wrestle with it so He may teach you that He is God, right? We're allowed.
Allowed to do what? To wrestle?
We're allowed to wrestle with God.
Yeah. What's that mean?
Like what we just did. Like we test the spirit. Like, is it? Let me see it. Behind the ears.
So that's what testing the spirit is, huh? When you like read something that might be sort of true, and then you're like, okay, what does this really mean?
Right. Yeah.
Is that trusting the spirit? Oh, cool. That's deep.
Yeah. Or somebody. Yeah. And people can say whatever, but are they talking about the right stuff? And we know in our hearts what is right.
Maybe, sir. Well, man, you brought up some things here,
Maybe.
but I can't remember what I wanted to say to you. But yeah, you know, that was an effort. How do I put this? That was me trying to. It's funny how the ego is. It's like that conversation was me trying to say, hey, you and I are actually. It's like me yelling me yelling, hey, actually, we're both more coming at this from more of an equal standpoint, and then I come off in my attempts, in my desire to do that, I come off more egotistical. And I have no choice, right? It's like that's the price I pay in trying to intellectualize this kind of stuff. But anyways, last thing
Like
you want to
when
say?
I tell people, like, yeah, like God gave us clarity to know objective reality. Like we can like people get lost in intellectualizing or whatever, but if you approach it with the right heart of loving God and putting God above all things, putting righteousness above rejecting your ego, you can have intellectual conversations, right? And the spirit of righteousness will judge your will drive your judgment, right? Like
What?
what Jesse's saying, but what
Doesn't
you
mean
read in the
anything.
Bible is like
Sorry,
it means
sorry.
everything, bro. Like if you're like in the right heart, you can have.
Of course you could have intellectual. We could do it all day. I'm having fun, by the way. I'm having a blast. But it's just like, it's like, okay, we're going to have a conversation about it. It's like, okay, well, God creates your suffering. But if you say something that doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense, if you ask me.
But the question is like, if God creates your suffering, would that make you resent God? And why? Right? Like that's the actual question.
No, it would make me question. It would make me question what is God and the nature of God, what is and its and the purpose and what's the point? I guess.
Yeah, I get like you would.
Honestly, I don't know what the heck I'm
nature of
talking about.
God.
Honestly, if you ask, if
Like,
you
I understand what you said. Like, yeah, you would say like, oh well, why is God making me suffer? Why isn't he a good
Right.
God? Like, shouldn't he make it giving me pleasure?
well,
Then it's
no,
like,
I mean,
that's
I'm not saying
shallow
that.
because, like, well, if without
Well, you're
without
assuming
suffering,
that
you would
now.
never know pleasure, right?
It's a
I'm
good
not saying
question,
you,
though.
but,
It's a good
like-
question. That's
like,
actually
come on.
that's a perfect line of questioning, though. Yeah. You would think, well, I'm supposed to be feeling good. Why is God making me feel bad, right? What do you?
Yeah,
How do you
and
square?
then
How do you
the
square that?
The immediate answer is like, well, if you didn't have the bad, you would never know the good.
Right.
So
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
an
yeah,
immediate answer.
We came here before. Well, I guess I understand that. It's just, why aren't you as confused about it, though? I guess, and I'm not asking. I'm not saying we should be confused and sit around being confused. I don't do that. But I'm just saying, you sit there and you're like, and that's just how God decreed it. So like you understand God. It's like, yeah, right. It's like, stop sitting there like you understand why God would need us to suffer to sanctify us. It's like, if God was God, why wouldn't he just snap his fingers and make us perfect? It's like, stop pretending like you know the answer to that. Like,
Bro,
that's
if you
confusing
if
to
you
you
wanna get a
too.
six-pack,
That's confusing to you too.
wanna-
Stop lying.
If you wanna get the glory of a six-pack, you gotta suffer.
Right. Okay. And I can understand that, but the
Right.
question remains: why
Right?
did God make it
easy.
that
It's
way?
like,
Stop
why
pretending
would
like you
anything
know.
Because no, it's like
If you
shouldn't
were God,
question
if
what
you were
God
God, no,
wanted.
if you were God, Galahad, wouldn't you
That's the
just
thing,
snap
that's
your
the thing.
fingers? Wouldn't you just snap your fingers and
That's the
just make
thing,
it perfect?
If I were God,
Right. If you were God,
It
yes or
is
no?
perfect.
Yes or no?
God
Yes.
made
No. If you were God, yes
It
or no?
is
Would you
already
snap your?
perfect.
If you were God, yes or no? Would you snap your fingers and make things perfect, as opposed to the all
there
this
is
crap?
nothing to make more.
Yes or
perfect,
no?
like,
Yes or
everything
no?
is already
Yes or no? Would you
because
snap your
it's
fingers?
already-
Yes.
no.
Yes or no? Would you snap your fingers and make things perfect, or would you make it a big, long, drawn out, painful process?
They are already perfect.
No. Answer the question. Yes or no?
With the painful process. is
Yes or no?
perfect.
Would you make it a big, long, drawn out, painful process, or would you snap your fingers and make it perfect? Answer the question.
If I were God, yes, I will make a process.
A long,
so
drawn out,
people-
painful process. Explain your reasoning.
Yes.
Explain how that's reasonable and makes sense.
That's what Muslims say, bro.
No. Answer the question.
Like,
Explain how
why
that's
did he
reasonable.
kill his son? Why didn't he just like make things right?
No.
Why didn't he kill his
Galahad
son?
just said it. We're not talking about God anymore. If Galahad was God, he would snap his finger. He would make, instead of making everything perfect, he would make everything go through a long, drawn out, painful process. Now we're wondering why Galahad won't answer.
Why would he do that?
No, why would Galahad make a long, drawn out process instead of making everything perfect?
So the ones that overcome deserve it.
You say what?
So the ones that are able to overcome deserve it.
But you created everyone. How do you, don't you already, you're saying, so you created a bunch of people and you're just like, okay, you don't deserve it. You deserve it. You don't deserve it. You deserve it. And I'm going to make this long drawn out thing so that you can prove who deserves it. That makes sense to you.
It makes total sense.
All right.
Because he knows better.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's what's messing with you. Like you
No,
think
no,
you
it's
know
not
better.
messing with me. It's not messing with
If
me.
I were God, I would have made it perfect.
No, you
Like,
think
I
you
would
know
just-
God. That's what I'm getting at.
That's what you just say because that's what you think,
You said what? You said what?
right? That's what you ask me because that's what you think. Like, hey, if I were God, I would just snap my fingers and everything would be perfect.
Well, put it no, because this is what I'm getting at. This is
Right.
all. This is what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is the notion of knowing God, and it's like, okay, I'll admit I don't know, and you know what? I'll admit that some of what you say is making sense and all that. But what's getting me is you're sitting there all confident, like you know what God is saying and thinking, and pretending like you would, like you're pretending. You even say. Didn't you also describe it as a mystery that we have to go through this, or am I wrong? It's just
Like,
the
it is
mysterious
a
ways of
mystery
God.
that you-
Okay, this is what I'm
it's a
getting at.
mystery that you
Stop pretending like it's not a
solve.
mystery to you, like you know why God did it. You don't know. If it was up to
I
you,
know it.
you
I
would
know
want
it.
it to
Like,
be perfect instantly.
my
You would
God.
want to snap your fingers,
For example,
and if you and you don't understand why God did
No,
it that way. Admit it.
I wouldn't.
You don't understand
That's
why
the
God did
sin.
it that way.
That's the sin, bro.
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm projecting, and it's me project.
That's the sin.
And I'll admit that. Maybe I'm projecting. That's the sin, and I'm projecting that on you, Galahad. It's just that I hope you understand. This is how the rest of us humans think. The rest of us people, mere people. This is how we think. And when we ponder,
I thought that
and
way.
even though and I understand you used to think that way, even though
I was following.
a Christian, fair enough, and maybe you might, and I really am not being too sarcastic about that. I can sincerely say that I think that might be the fallen state, and that maybe I'm projecting. I can sincerely say
Yeah.
that. But don't you understand what I'm saying here? Can't you see how the
It
world
is
would
hard
want to
for the
snap
ones
their
that are
fingers?
fallen.
But you still haven't
Yeah, but
quite.
that
This is
comes-
what gets
that-
me.
that is it.
That it would
That
be
is a-
hard for
that
the
is a
fallen,
weak-
but you don't.
That is
You. But then you would
That
be
comes
able
from the
to.
weak or
Okay,
flesh.
you're right.
So if you
Okay,
come from the
let's
spirit,
add-
we'll be like, yeah,
fair
let's-
enough.
Let's strengthen up, like let's suffer so we can get that.
Fair
six-pack,
enough,
like,
fair
like,
enough.
Let's go through the process so we can get that glory.
Fair-
But we're like, oh
glory. This is what I'm getting at. Why do we need a glory? Why does God need us to have glory?
no, He wants to glorify us. That's the reward.
The reward is glory. The reward is
Yeah.
glory. I mean, I guess I get what you're saying. It's just you didn't quite answer. You didn't quite answer this notion of having to go through a long, drawn out process. It's just like you're
If
pretending to be
everybody had a
God, bro.
six-pack,
You're pretending to be
everybody
God,
had a-
bro.
No, now you.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I know exactly why God made it a long, drawn out process. And as if you're not a mere human with us who wishes it wasn't a long,
wrote
drawn
it
out
down.
process.
You wrote it down. I don't.
And I
wish
don't even
so
believe it's a
anymore.
long, drawn out process. You're saying that, but
I'm not. You said it. You said it. I'm just going along
no,
with what
you said it. No, you said
Because
it.
behold, I come quickly, says the Lord.
You said what?
I come quickly, says the Lord. Right?
What does that mean?
It's not a long out process. It's not a process at all. It's
Right.
an instant where he comes. He shows up when you're ready. Right? If you are chosen. If you don't resent God for not being God. That's the sin. We all want it to be the way we want it to be. That's not the way it is. It's the way God wanted it to be. Praise God. And if you have the humbleness to accept that, you are the chosen one.
Well, okay, this is what I'm getting at. I do have that humility. That's what I'm trying to say. We're both starting from that start point. Like I can say, yeah,
Okay.
God did it all. So
Praise God.
to say, right, you're doing this thing where it's like, okay, and if you had the humility, you would be one of the chosen. But we're all having the same humility.
Are we?
You-
You just said that
This is what I'm
most
getting
of
at.
us just want to snap our fingers.
No,
right?
I'm having these questions because what you said what?
You just said that we all want to just snap our fingers in our fallen state, right? So we don't.
Well, I don't
have
know that.
humility.
I don't know if that's.
It's
I don't know that. I don't know that that's the cause of that is the fallen state. I'm just saying that it might be. Like I can admit that I don't know, but you're saying. But here's why that question is so interesting to me to ask you, Galahad. What would you do if you were God? Because we're trying to. I guess I'm just trying to argue with you, right? Like it's like you don't know God. You stop pretending like you know what God would do. Like I guess I want you to say this. Maybe I'm wrong for this, but I just can't shake it. Like as if you're not like the rest of us. Like you don't really know why God did it that way. You don't
I
really
know.
know. You know exactly
know.
why God made it this mysterious process that we don't quite understand. You're saying you know exactly why he did it that way. And I guess
Yeah,
I
and he
can't
wrote it
accept
down.
it, and maybe it's my ego. I
He
can
wrote
admit
it down. He wrote it down.
No,
for
he
us, so-
didn't. You just read something
Yes,
that
he
someone
did.
wrote. No, he didn't
Yeah,
write
he
that
wrote.
down. Some
God-
person
God
wrote that
told him
down.
to
Some
wrote it
person
down.
wrote that down.
Yeah.
No, some person
and
just
God
wrote
told,
that.
and God made him write it down. Now
Oh, come
we're here.
on. So Cameron 1422 is confused. Cameron, I think we can bring it back to this question I had. I think it's a good anchoring point because Cameron 1422, allow me to explain. He's saying he called me about Jesse's biblical question. Does God allow you to suffer? And initially, I'm saying, well, when I just read the sentence and the meaning of the sentence, I can't deny it, right? That does God allow the suffering? It seems like if it wasn't up to him, it's up to him what he allows and doesn't allow, right? He's the master of all things. I have to like logically conclude such a thing, right? Cameron 1422. But now we've gotten into this extended discussion about, well, is God the creator of evil and suffering? And I find it personally hard to accept. Galahad says, he even brought scripture, right, Cameron? He's saying, well, in the scripture it even says he's the creator of evil and good, and he's brought a couple of scriptures, etc. I'm having trouble squaring no data, I'm not streaming. Hello, Galahad, do I still have you?
Yes, I'm over here.
Chat, it says I'm not streaming. Hold on, Galahad, don't go anywhere. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. Am I being rude with you?
Not at all, bro.
Okay,
not at all.
good. I'm having
That's
a blast.
amazing.
Chat,
Me
am
too,
I
bro.
still here? We still good? Okay, it says I'm in
Like
excellent
the-
condition now. So, an excellent connection now, so. Call me if you're trying to get a new caller.
Yeah,
All we got,
that's it, man.
but okay, we're back. Quick stutter, but we're back. So, Cameron, I was explaining.
I can say it with my chest.
Oh, and I'll raise your volume. My apologies. Cameron, I was saying, yeah. So I'm trying to square how God is the creator and causer of evil in some respects. Galahad saying that he causes these things to sanctify us and make us better and stronger. And so now we're basically there at that point. And Galahad has summarized it in his mind that, well, it's just all for the good. It's all for the good. And I guess what irks me, and maybe it's my ego, what irks me is when hearing Galahad say these things, it's like, okay, you make it sound like as if you don't wonder, not even a little tiny shred of you doesn't wonder about this mystery of suffering and pain. Like as if it weren't up to you, you wouldn't just make things perfect. You say, well, it's all for the process of sanctification. It's like, okay, I can believe that.
Already perfect. Already perfect.
Or if it's already perfect, then why are we having to go through suffering then?
Some do. Still, right?
Hmm?
Like
So-
it's heaven within, bro. How
Okay.
can you have heaven within? It's not already perfect.
You said it's already
It has
perfect,
to.
but you're the one saying
It's
we have
already
to go through suffering for this process that God is putting us through.
It's already perfect, but we don't realize it because we're in our fallen state, right?
Oh, yeah. So we don't realize it. If only we realized it and woke up, we would be perfect at that moment.
If we had the humbleness then, like, hey, I don't know better. God already made it perfect. Why am I trying to judge it right or wrong? Like it's already God made it, and then it begins to be perfect, right? Because you were humble and according to God's heart.
Fascinating. You know, that makes a little bit, I guess that makes somewhat more sense to me, but that's already a little bit different than what you were saying.
No, it's exactly the same thing.
Because in that situation, my suffering is the cause of my suffering is my inability to see, is my own blindness.
It's your own ego.
So is God causing that?
Yeah,
In what way?
He causes all things to happen. That's what I'm saying. Like, if in your because
So he caused me to be blind and he's just sitting there waiting for me to not be blind, but he caused me to be blind.
he's not waiting for you to not be. He knows if you're going to be not blind or not. But that's the thing. You don't know. So it's a surprise for you.
Exactly.
Like, he
Yeah.
knows
I'm
no-
not buying it.
he
This is
knows
what I'm
night
getting.
from
I'm
day.
not buying it.
Like,
I think
he
you're somewhat
knows
right,
night
but
from
now
day.
I'm
We don't
now I'm a
know.
little bit more positive. You don't know exactly what you're saying.
What?
See, you don't know what God is thinking.
I know exactly what God is thinking, bro.
No, you don't. Now I'm sure of it.
I know. I'm Galahad. I know. I swear. God told me. Look, He knows. We don't know. The gift is for us. For Him, He already knows the end of the story.
Damn.
Our ignorance is bliss, right? Like you've heard that before.
Right. But some are condemned to that ignorance forever by God.
Yes, and
God chose
God
that.
knows why, and God knows why He
And
did
God
it.
chose that.
We don't know how many universes our spirits
that
have
makes
been
sense to
going
you.
through. We don't know how many universes our spirits have been going through. We don't know why the ones here are condemned and some are blessed. We don't know.
Wait, universes?
God knows.
This is
God
some,
knows,
this is
right?
some L. Ron Hubbard ish.
No, I'm
This is
just
some comic
saying,
book
right?
Christianity.
There is a spiritual world which is infinite that we don't have access to. We have
Maybe.
some access to it.
Oh,
right?
wait, yeah, I mean, I believe
We
that.
cannot judge it. We're
But you've
not to
judged
judge.
it. You've judged it. You think you know what God is thinking.
You are being Cain about
I'm not
it.
complete-
Like my smoke rises and yours don't. So you want to kill me now? You know what I mean?
No. I don't want to kill you.
Right? Like that. Yeah.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. I may be.
I know you're not.
I may be
you
hyped
know what
up.
I mean? I'm hyperbolating. I always do. Like Brian says, if you're offended, it's in you. So
Absolutely.
offense is always a good indicator.
Absolutely. And you've not offended me, not even the slightest, if I may say.
God bless us.
Yeah, I think you've been a great sport, personally.
Thank God. Thank God.
Suffering. I want to hear what Jesse has to say now. Honestly, I was wondering if he knew he worded it in that way, because if he asked me, I feel like I'm just gonna give him like a intellectual, like, well, I mean, you said allow, and I think he allows you, right? That's really my answer so far. It's semantics to me right now. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna give like if Jesse were to ask me, I'm remarking on the wording of the biblical question. It says, "Does God allow you to suffer?" as opposed to what we were conversing. If he is if he is like the causer of the suffering, and that the suffering has a plan in his mind. You know, the way he worded it, he might get like shallow answers, right? Like just like me saying, "Well, I think he allows it." Sure.
Jesse will give you an answer for the weak because he preaches for everyone and he knows the weak are the most and the strong don't need that. So he'll say something like, it's the devil, not God. God doesn't want to. Like, he will make the clear separation because in the beginning, you need that clear separation to say, like, oh, well, it's not God. God is only good, right? You need that. Because otherwise, you'll have like a gray thing, not a white or black. It will be gray. Like, oh well, if the devil works for God, then I can worship the devil and I'm still worshiping God, or right? You could go wherever with that. This is like high level prophet stuff, right? Like apostle
I
stuff.
think, yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean,
God holds all threats. Like he is the one
Yeah.
calling all shots.
and that's
But that's for
honestly that position is kind of what I've been trying to express, that's been happening here. I've been trying to say that
yeah.
yeah,
get
you
it,
know
but
what, you know what, that is a prophet statement what you're saying, and you know what, and for that reason I can't even deny it. But now you have to, and now you don't have to, right? But in my mind, you have to, now I'm here listening to the prophet, right? And I'm like, okay, well now say something that makes sense. And I'm like, and maybe I simply have no clue because I'm not the prophet here, but the prophet's not making sense, bro. Let me tell you right now.
It's making sense, but the ones that want to resent God or resent something, resent the devil, right? They'll crucify me. And that's okay. That's glory, right? You
Fascinating,
have to be
sir.
willing.
Man, I know so little actually.
Your life.
you I hope I'm trying to express how do I express this. I guess gratitude for the call and I'm trying to express that in the midst of my hype and energy I do acknowledge my ignorance and so I appreciate the call. I don't know, we're
God
maybe kind of on
favors the humble.
circles now. Anything else you want to say?
I don't know. God bless you, bro. God favors the humble. I appreciate the call as well. This is a great conversation.
Yeah,
brother.
man, you got to call me again if you ever have another good thing. All right, sir.
Another good thing.
Yeah, man.
Hey, God bless. God bless. God is with us. Be still, forgive, don't judge or condemn. Love God above all things. This is for the crowd. And
Beautiful.
God bless you, Nick.
Take care, guy. Call me
Bye.
again.
Bye.
Aye. Does God cause suffering? Yeah, he didn't answer that. To me, right? To the anchor baby. Because if I was God, I would. Come on, tell me where I'm wrong, folks. If I was God, tell me you wouldn't do the same thing. You're sitting here, you're reading the Bible, you're hearing Galahad, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is all for the good, and it's all being sanctified. Okay, I'm just gonna trust the plan. Let's go, baby. Now, I'm not saying don't do that. That's obviously that sounds like a fine thing to do, right? I mean, on the surface, that sincerely sounds like not a bad position, right? It's like, okay, let me just have faith and not trip out. Okay, fine. Not knocking that even in the slightest. But it's like you're hearing Galahad, right? You're hearing and you're like, okay, this is just God. You would think to yourself, okay, maybe it's all for the good, and you know what? I'll trust it. But you're not going to tell yourself, you know why. You would think to yourself, well, it's all working for the good, but why are you telling yourself that in the first place? Because it's difficult. Why is it difficult? Why are you having trouble accepting God's mercy and grace? Because you're suffering. That's why, right? And so ergo, we arrive to the human experience. Why is it then that God decided it to be this way? Now, you'll say to yourself, well, the scripture or whatever says, because it's all for the good. And yeah, you could say, you can then say to yourself, fine, I will have faith that is true, but in your mind, and maybe it's just your merely egotistical, intellectual human mind, you've yet to answer the question, why? Why did God decide for this process? It seems like I might have done it a different way, if I was God, but hey, I guess that's God and his great mystery. And so that's where I'm coming at this from. That's where I'm coming at this. It's like I can hear someone telling me to have faith, and I shall do it. But if that person tells me they know exactly why God is doing it, it's like, no, you're here on the boat with me. We both don't know why he's doing it. And that's me. That's what and that's my my assertion, which may be an egotistical one. I admit it. So we've been talking, but we've been making money. We seem to have progressed in our enterprise here. We've grown our enterprise a little bit here. We're looking for seeds. You know, we might actually have to come back to this. Straight up, there's something addicting about this game, I gotta say. We might have to come back to this, honestly. You know? We might have to come back to this. There's something relaxing about this whole thing. About this whole process. Yeah, I gotta say, there's something relaxing about this process. We'll come back to it. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show. A bit of more of a relaxed setup. I do appreciate the calls and all that. I appreciate Galahad and all that. Let's read some of these super chats before we go. We are entering our weekend. I'll see you guys Sunday for church. Don't miss it. But again, appreciate all the supporters. Lovely, lovely super chatters. Thank you so much. Kale Samogi says, people always think I'm lying when I tell them I grow pot, but I don't smoke it. I didn't know that, Kale. Maybe I knew that and forgot. It's fun to grow, and I know people who smoke, so I give it to them for free. I did not expect that, Kale. I don't know. I don't even know what to make of that. I mean, I guess if you don't smoke it, I mean, I don't even know what to make of that, man. Why would you even grow it? I mean, growing, it is an interesting plant. I don't even know what to make of that, Kale. Coldburger Art with the super chat. Thank you, says the number 4. Generous super chat. You rock, man. Thank you. Kale with another one says, if you ask someone who thinks suffering is necessary, do you suffer? They say no. Hey, Kale, did we ever get a chance to ask Galahad if he suffers? I didn't even get a chance to ask him that. You know, because it's possible he does not suffer and would help us on our journey on overcoming suffering. I mean, probably I would judge him because, I don't know, I'd be sitting there. I mean, that's what I was doing during that call. Galahad, thank you for being a good sport and talking with the anchor baby. You're for an extended period there, and dealing with the anchor baby. But thank you for the super chats, everybody, and the support. Thank you, all my coffees. Someone with the very generous coffees. What can I say, folks? I think we're actually going to come back to this. This is a little bit of an addicting game, and I kind of want to see where this enterprise goes. We'll come back to it. All right, y'all. That's it from me, for real. See you Sunday. rebuildingtheman.com/church. And we'll be back for more Anchor Baby stuff.